want to talk about the film Cherry Tree Lane. Written and directed by Paul Andrew Williams, who wrote the 2008 film The Children. The opening long-time shot of the pot of vegetables boiling in this film Cherry Tree Lane is a wonderful start. And the acting of the adult parents in this film is a joy to watch. The couple played by Rachel Blake and Tom Butcher is pure excellent casting, and they really put to shame other actors that we see regularly in television and film. Realism and quality talent is crucial in a film like this. The camera work at the beginning before the doorbell rings reminded me of Kubrick's work, where the camera stays rolling in a single position. And there's another shot that comes to mind in this film when a young man is going through a DVD collection and you only see his back. It's just a single shot, but very powerful, especially with the classical piano music playing. Everything about the start to this film is terrific. There's a good story here. I knew absolutely nothing about this feature and I was loving it up until the gang arrive. There's a big problem with this film. Let me explain. You got a good creative director who wrote and directed. You got a great production. You got a great story and two experienced adult actors. But the ringleader of the gang, played by Jermaine Hunter, is not believable. Ashley Chin, who's one of the other gang members, would have been better cast as the leader. If they swapped their roles over, the film would have been creatively correct. At the time this film was in pre-production, the other actor I would have considered in this nasty gang leader role would have been Ben Drew, the lead singer from the band Plan B. And this is because I saw his work in the film Harry Brown. However, now Ben's more recognisable and popular. He would not be right, because in a film like this, the gang leader role has to be someone not too familiar, a kind of role that would send a lesser well-known actor onto another level. I'm sure this film works well as it is for some of you. However, I believe a home invasion needs a character or characters that stay with you afterwards for whatever reason. For example, think about the 4 distinct droogs in A Clockwork Orange and the 2 strangers in the original film Funny Games, and the vampire leader played by Danny Huston in the awesome 30 Days of Night. You remember them. So you see where I'm going with this. The other alternative option for director-writer Paul Andrew Williams would have been to cast an older actor to play the ringleader. As the film is right now, you have a young gang that is one singular beast, and it would have been more realistic and clever if the young gang had very different personalities but shared the same intention. When young female characters are later introduced into the story, again, it was difficult to suspend belief because their characters were so confident, and in any story you need characters to react differently to what's happening around them. They can't all act like confident wannabe gangsters. You need more layers than that. I noticed far too many close-up shots of faces in this film, and it needed variety, like the distance shots that were included at the beginning. Now, it's not major, but it would have given the film another dimension. And my final problem, which I've talked about when reviewing Funny Games, is this. When you watch a home invasion film, I've yet to see victims attempt to really fight back. Victim characters seem to give up straight away, and I wish the mother in Cherry Tree Lane headbutted the ringleader because she was sat positioned face to face on the sofa for long enough in one scene. Now, I'm not saying I want a happy ending or she escapes, but a fighting instinct would demonstrate a real sense of a mother's survival instinct. In real life, even the gentle of us can show extreme courage or physical strength when unexpected, horrific events suddenly happen. I hope those of you that are in the profession understand that if you get funding and are fortunate to turn your story into a creative piece of work, just make bloody sure you get the casting right. Go with your instincts and make sure your chosen actors put the work in with each other beforehand, so you believe the relationships on screen. Now, to balance things out a bit, I did like some footage and the parent characters, and Cherry Tree Lane, it's not an awful film, and it's pretty extreme to view at times, and it's got its place in the genre, but it could have been much better. Now, perhaps casting young actors in such a demanding film is a very difficult task. Cherry Tree Lane is well worth your time just for the beginning build-up and what happens at the end, that's for sure.